What's good, y'all boys? It's your boy Zos, man. I am back with another video. Guys, if you're new to 2K, this video is for you and I'm gonna get you right. I'm gonna give you the script and tips and manual and how to play the game. Especially if you're a rookie or you're a starter, you're gonna get a lot of cap breakers during those moments, so make sure you grind and get right. But this two-way tenacity booster, guys, you have to get that. You have to get that, and I'm gonna show you clips of why you need to get this badge. But it's a mechanical badge. It's a mechanical badge. Boost. Look at that. Basically, it even boosts your free throw. Basically, like, you gotta do something crazy on the defense or offensive end. Look at that, and it shows up. Look at this, bro, and it just goes in. But now we about to get into badges now, the actual badges. There are more mechanical badges in between the tier 1 and tier 2. But now I'm going to get into the playmaking badges. Ankle Assassin is basically going to give you ankle breakers. And the higher that is, the higher the ankle breaker is going to occur. And Lightning Launch is basically a mechanical badge. Lightning Launch, the higher that is, the smoother and the faster you dribble. And Strong Handle, I would count that as a playmaking badge, but it's around it's around the strength, the physical attributes. And that's a mechanical badge, you know what I mean? Because that's going to unlock, you literally click one button or click a button and it's going to unlock and a move. It's basically going to unlock a move, you know what I mean? It's going to unlock a move. You're going to do a crossover. And Unpluckable also is a playmaking badge. The higher that is, the harder it is to pluck you and basically rip the ball from you. And Handles for Days is for basically the higher that is, the longer you could dribble. You know what I mean? The longer you could dribble is part of your stamina also in a way. And to finish it off, we have Dimer and Break Starter. Break Starter, basically every time you get a rebound or a defensive rebound, you pass it down the court. Basically, it's good for rec, pro-am, or any type of 5v5 game mode. You're not going to get turnovers when you do that, and that's going to give you that boost. And Diamond is going to give your teammates a boost. The higher that is, like their three-pointer or whatever shot selection they're taking is going to give them a boost on the green window. And I'll also count that as a mechanical. And also bailout, also I feel like that is also a mechanical badge in a way, you know what I mean? That also is a mechanical badge. What else I think is yeah, that's all for playmaking. So now we're going to get into shooting. So shooting, guys, shooting this year, as you can see, is no RNG this year. And the fact that is a two-way booster to tenacity, that's going to give you a boost. Like I said, it's going to give you 25 plus on each attribute on your offensive and also defensive attributes. So you're going to be good on that. So Deadeye is literally like the contest. Like basically the higher your Deadeye is, the less contest you're going to get. Like, as you can see, like, you see them players that be shooting in people's faces, that means they probably have Deadeye on Hall of Fame or Elite. But Deadeye is also good on Silver and on the gold level. So limited range like also plays a part in the set shot and also Deadeye. So if you pair that together, the higher that is, the bigger your green window, and also the less contest you're gonna get. And basically that also pairs up with your jumper too. So make sure your defense immunity on your jumper is also high if you do want less contest on your jumper. And mini marksman, I'm not really sure about mini marksman this year, but I realize what it is basically those 6'1" guards, like they shooting over like people that's way taller than them. I feel like if you add that with the Deadeye, the limited range, and also with the set shot, that's gonna, you just shooting, it's pure green. And also be mindful that we are playing on All-Star / Superstar, and we're not playing on Hall of Fame. So The highest is literally superstar, and I think rec is all-star. And I think the lowest difficulty is on Aniep, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if 2K did the same thing as it previously did on the other 2Ks, but I think it's probably still on rookie, probably, or maybe pro. I'm not sure. And now we have Shifty Shooter, and that one, this year they kind of passed it. Well, yeah, basically not too long ago they passed Shifty Shooter, and this most majority, it's like an elbow shot slash mid-range type of badge. So the 3-pointer, if you do have like a super high, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm going to show y'all a clip. Don't get me wrong, if you have a super high mid-range or a super high 3-pointer, and you do get the boost tenacity, and you do have silver or gold Shifty Shooter, like, you're still low-key gonna be good, you feel me? But if you have a high mid-range or a high 3-ball, you may want to keep that up. But I would say set shot out of every badge is the most important badge, the most important shooting badge, because that is the green window of your shot, and you're also the green window of your attribute. So be mindful with that, and make sure like you have the right jumper. And guys, I'm also gonna give you guys a tip on the set shot jumpers, and basically at the end, not really a tip on the set shot jumper, but the best like release to use is literally, I'm going to show you at the end. I'm going to show you my settings that I use, and also my defensive settings and passing settings this year. So make sure you check that out. And like it's going to be at the end, so stay put and be ready for that. Then now we're going to have the post phenom badge. This year it count as I think it's part of literally physical shooting, and also your post control, all that meshed together. So if you have a high mid-range, your post phenom is going to go up, and if you have a high post score, but then if you have a low mid-range, it may stay to what it is at. So make sure, like, if you are making a center, make sure you put, I think you gotta put your either layup or close shot up and your mid range up to get your post score attribute up. I'm not sure. And also, I am going to show you guys the difference between the tier 1 and tier 2. You're probably confused of what that is, and I'm going to show you the difference in between the builds and why you have to low-key look at that, because that's low-key going to be important. You don't want to have a shooting badge that you really need and then a defensive badge that you really need on one tier. You got to always make sure one shooting badge or a badge that you really need and another badge you really need is on two different sides when you make your build. So now we're going to get to the finishing badges, and finishing badges, like finishing is where I'm at. Like, that's what I did my build specialization. And you can, like, literally, this is also a tip. You can, when you make a new build, you can get free, basically, cap breakers when you basically do the same build specializations. But make sure you finish the build specialization first. This goes for any build specialization. It could be finishing, shooting, defensing, or playmaking, rebounding. Make sure you complete that, and every build you make, you collect. You know what I mean? Keep going. But every wizard, you're gonna start with that. That's like a putback slash alley hoop badge, and that, like, also it's crazy if you pair that up with your offensive rebound and you have a high like badge on a area wizard and a high dunk, you're gonna get super crazy putbacks like majority of the time, and that's gonna get you right. And also it pairs up with the contact dunk alley hoop, so make sure you stay tuned with that. And also float game basically like floaters. This is also good for sure if you're like 6'2", 6'3", or 6'4", and you're going up and it's a high blocker in the paint. Make sure you do the floater, because that's gonna like it's no RNG, so that's gonna get you right, and you won't get blocked. And now we have a hook specialist. Hook specialist also pairs up with Powerhouse. That's what it's called. It's called Powerhouse. It pairs up with Powerhouse. It also pairs up with Post Phenom. I'm not sure. It's crazy. Certain post to and go to shots, it's gonna be. It may be different because certain ones have two. Literally post hook, like the Jaylen Brown animation, for example. One has a post hook, and one literally has like a fade in a way like you're going up for, you know what I mean? If you look at the animation, you're gonna see what I mean. And that also pairs up with the post hook. Also close shot. It also pairs up with the hook specialist in a way when you have Paint Prodigy, and that also is a finishing badge. Paint Prodigy is your close shot, so if you're under the rim, the higher that is, the quicker you're gonna put up your layup or any type of close shot move. And we have physical finisher. Basically, that I'm telling you, that right there, 2K literally did that on purpose. Literally, it's like bro, it's low-key broken, and that's why it costs a lot of attribute points. And guys, I'm gonna show you a couple clips also with the layups. Like, look at these layups. And make sure when you do these layups, do not give up on the timer. I'm telling you, literally, you basically have to be patient when you do time these layups. And what else goes up with that badge? I'm not sure. I think Lightning Launch low-key pops up too when you get blow-bys and you're doing a layup. That also pairs up with physical finisher. And now we're gonna go with Post Poet. Post Poet is also paired up with Post Powerhouse and also Post Fade Phenom in a way. You know what I mean? Because certain animations, they're gonna unlock and do chains of moves that only the player that you have can do. If you have these attributes up. And make sure always check the bottom, like I said, the tier 1 and the tier 2, guys. Make sure you check that out, because you probably make a bad build, your first build, and you don't want to be that guy, bro. You don't want to be that guy, because like how everybody else found out. Y'all low-key lucky. How everybody else found out was the wrong way, because everybody did not know what they was doing. So you literally had to grind for us. I say like a week or two to literally see what your build could get with the cap breakers, bro. So imagine you're like a 90 overall, and you got to week 1, and then you look at the cap breakers, and you finally get the cap breakers, and you look and you try to put the cap breakers or something, and it's like, what? It's like nothing. Sometimes there's nothing there. Sometimes you probably added way too much. Sometimes, you know what I mean? So make sure you take your time making your build. And like I said, guys, you don't have to check my builds out for the builds. But what I would say is make your own build and go off your play style and go off how you play on the court, so you could best be, you know what I mean? Like best, you could play at your best. You could literally play at your best and play your role at the best rating. And you're gonna see, like, me playing rec made me realize, like, literally one person could carry the whole team, even if you're losing the whole match. That's why, bro, this Cooper Flag build, if you didn't make it yet, I'm gonna put it at the top right for the monetization, so you guys can see it. And tell you, that build is nice. I didn't know what I was getting into. But now that I think about it, I'm like, yo, this build is low-key tough without the cap breakers, bro. Like, without the cap breakers. And even when I found out, like, I still, like, enjoy playing on the build, because it's like, bro, like, this build is tough. But let's get back until the finishing badges. Rise Up is also another finishing badge. And that is also paired up with Paint Prodigy. Rise Up is basically like the speed, basically same thing, like how quick you could go up with the basketball, you know what I mean, the hoop, you know what I mean, very quick. The higher that is, the quicker the ball is going to go in the hoop. So make sure your close shot is up so you can get that badge. And now we're going to start with the defensive badge. Okay, I had to save the best for last because high key that is probably the most confusing one right now. We're gonna start with Challenger, and that is basically the old. I think it was called something Menace, where like if you had like a silver or a gold offensive badge, and somebody has like okay, somebody has a Hall of Fame Challenger badge or Elite Challenger badge, it's basically gonna nominate it down, and it's gonna basically be none, basically. And also that goes with Pay Patroller. It's basically the same thing, but for interior. And the higher that is, the your floater, your physical finisher, your posterizer is gonna basically go down. So make sure you keep that high if you are an interior type build or a center build that is covering the interior. And glove is not interceptor, guys. An interceptor is not glove. Feel me? Interceptor is basically lane steals and passing steals. And glove is basically you could rip the player depending on what unpluckable badge their rating is on. And the higher their glove, the higher chance you're going to get a steal. Also, the higher your interceptor, the higher you're going to get steals in the passing lane. Now we're going to start with the interior way. We're going to start higher flying denier. Then we're going to go down to, the other badges. We're going to start with high flyer denier because high flyer denier it's not Pay Patroller and it's not Pogo Stick. Those are three different type of badges. High flyer denier is literally the chase block. Literally chase. You chase somebody down and you're blocking them. It's not how high you jump while you're blocking somebody. Not, you know what I mean? Mixed with the Pogo Stick. It doesn't do that. It doesn't trigger that. And also a movable enforcer also is and one of the best mechanical badges on defense, because that's gonna also give you blocks, it's gonna give you bumps, and basically it drains your the ball handle. The person that's dribbling the ball is gonna drain that person. It's gonna put their bar to zero, and basically you're gonna be out of gas. You're gonna be out of gas, and also it forces players out of bounds as you're running into them. Like as you're running, somebody running to you, or as you're running to somebody, you're going out of bounds. So make sure you be careful when you do play against these type of builds. And also post lockdown. Also, that's for any type of post hook, post phenom, any type of. It's basically you're guarding a post. That's the post. Now we're just gonna quickly run into the mechanical badges. Pick dodgers, mechanical badge, and that's basically anytime somebody set a screen, you can run by them. Literally low key, if you have a high pick dodger, you're gonna get a lot of legal screens. So that's another mechanical badge that is good. Off ball pass is a mechanical badge. Basically, if somebody's running around, you can slow them down or literally just follow them. Great, like you can follow them. You can follow them and bother them. Make sure you don't get the ball. That's also a mechanical badge, and it also could boost your interceptor. It literally could boost your interceptor. So then you have the rebound badges, and those are mechanical badges besides rebound chasers, because you have to get your own rebound this year. Box out beast is a mechanical badge. But guys, they did low-key switch it up. It's crazy. I did add a clip, and I'm basically gonna add it. Basically, you could click a button this year with the box out beast. So maybe that has some type of trigger to the animation, so you never know. It's a lot of mechanical badges: Deadeye, Strong Handle, Unpluckable, Versatile Visionary, Bailout. Bailout, yeah, but no, actually, Bailout is not because you actually need to have a high passing to do those type of passes and unlock those animations. So I think that's all for the badges. But if you are making a build, make sure you watch out for, like, look at this. I'm about to show y'all. When you change your height, that only changes your tiers. It literally changes your tiers, and that's it. But changing your weight up and down and your wingspan up and down is going to boost the level of the badge you have. So when you do make the build, be mindful of what you're making. Like literally be mindful of what you're making, because guys, you don't want to wait. You don't want to wait. I'm telling you, everybody got a different news flash. Thank God I got the decent one, and that was okay with me. They gave me +2 on finishing, literally on my verticals, certain verticals, and also on my what I think interior, literally my interior, basically my interior and my finishing. It gave me a boost on those, and basically you have to put it literally a low one or two things have to be low, but one of those attributes have to be super high. So when you do put the cap breakers, it's gonna max out to that level of where it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? But guys, this right here is my controller settings. Make sure you pay attention, because this is gonna change how basically you move on the court. Make sure you pay attention. Make sure it's also the passing. Make sure you change that, because it's gonna do the overthrow pass automatically. And for defense, your hands is not gonna be up. Basically, your defense is not gonna register. So this is the best defensive settings that I use. And guys, if you want more videos, like, comment, share, and yo, we on the road to 500. You know what I'm saying? We about to get to 500. That's the goal. And the season is about to end. Season 4 is about to start. So you guys is gonna get a build. Y'all gonna get a build. Y'all gonna get a build when that first day drop. And don't be surprised, bro. Don't be surprised. I just had to do it. But if you want more videos, like, comment, share. Also follow me on all platforms. Peace.